a big welcome. So I decided to do a reading this week because we have like big planets shifting and creating quite a drastic change in the way we behave. And I have some astrologer that I love to follow and watch what they share weekly, or sometimes just specifically for the full moon. So when I do the reading, that I have also the astrology backed up behind it. And what I've been noticing is that astrology always almost predicts or shines a light onto what's happening here between us. And I, at first I'm also like sometimes skeptical. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. I can do that too. I'm a great believer, and I know I've been studying yoga and spirituality for almost like 25 years now. And I've never in my life have realized how much the macro and the microorganism is intertwined and really speaking to us. And I have lately my mother coming through the readings, and my mother's a Pisces, and that's connected to the full moon card. And I'm working on a new project, on something that I'm absolutely passionate about, and I am birthing something. And like in my last personal reading, she came up and she literally said, yes, go for it. I am watching you. And she's here again today in this reading, and I recorded it because I wanted you to see how the cards are coming out. And I did not record. I pressed the button, but for some reason it didn't went off, and I didn't notice it when I'm going into the reading because I'm so there. I was channeling. And I thought, okay, I'll do it again, but the message is so clear for what's happening right now that I cannot say, no, I'm gonna disregard the cards. So let's do it the next time. That's all I can say, right? My credibility that I just don't place these cards, it's, you trust that this is really the way it happened, and I will share with you now this reading. Okay, so what flipped within the shuffling, they flipped literally over, is the moon and the full moon, my mother, or like this last full moon in Scorpio, the King of Cups. And I think some of you really now taking action in noticing how you planted the seed before in Earth Day, right? The new moon in Taurus, then with a full moon in Scorpio, right? Hanging upside down, Scorpio in the position. And this is the message, right? We are stepping into our subconscious lovingly. The King of Cups is a very loving energy, loving personality. And when you look close into the picture, you see him talking to the fish. And fish are our ancestors, that's where we come from. So Mars is entering Pisces. And we got below, came out the Emperor. I mean, they really jumped out like this. The Emperor is Mars, planet of war, planet of structure and sense of war structure. And I feel that these two together, full moon, right? Or like the Pisces energy, the subconscious, the deeper level. Emperor going down into that deep level is awakening. And all the companies that are making money of war, sometimes on both sides. How clever, right? That's Emperor, strategic thinking. How can I win? He goes deep down into his subconscious and he's saying, okay, what do you do when you go in your subconscious? Right? You have to dive. You have to start like realizing things that you've done and will come back to you, right? That's why the full moon, it's like it's this cycle again and again. We are living in a cyclical time, no more linear time, like I said in my previous videos. So Mars is entering Pisces. And we as the people are now challenged to bring this love to the people who do quite horrible things. The only way, it's not war against war, the only way as humans to succeed is by loving people, even though they're the most evil, the most, money-driven people. The only way of actually shaking them up is by loving them. That's the work. That's the spiritual work. Noticing how we awaken out of the subconscious. Lovingly awaken. Also in the fact of sexuality and the creativity that we're bringing now to the world. And become as structured as the Mars is. How structured are the soldiers, right? They walk like... So now let's not walk like soldiers, but let's be structured. We all healers and let's start, yogis all together, the spiritual leaders, we've got to actually also be structured and come together in the pursuit of this creative love. And then came, right, so this is below, but behind me came temptation, which is the Capricorn. And Capricorn is actually right now, Jupiter is in Capricorn and is retrograding. And Capricorn is the god pandemic, panic, right? Likes to actually show us the wild side. But Capricorn, in its pursuit of being wild, he can also be controlling. And these temptations can control us. And here she fell asleep on top of the apple. She died hard in it. So that's where we're coming from, right? And also the planet Jupiter of hope and imagination, and doesn't like to be in this. So it's moving out. and it's retrograding. Then I shuffled and I wanted one card above, and a stack fell out, and I was like, okay, it's too many. And then I shuffled again, and then again a stack fell out, and I was like, okay, that's the sign. Twice something the same time happens, and actually the Queen of Fire was in the other stack also on top of it, and I didn't even look what was underneath, but I remember her showing up. And the Queen of Fire is from the 12th of March till the 9th of April. It's Aries. Emperor. These two. So that means she is in our head of how we creatively plan now new businesses, new revenue coming in, action oriented, right? Wands are action oriented. Very much so, like, okay, I have an idea and now I am taking action, and it will be birthed. And the two actions that are happening are the 3 of Wands and the 7 of Wands. And the 7 of Wands is all about, even though I have action somehow against me, I will still succeed because I persevere. And it's like this unicorn on top of the mountain. It's like, I did it. I ran through all the darkness up here, and I'm on top. Then comes the 5 of water and the 4 of earth, meaning that yes, there is a certain sadness of this change that's happening here now, and this transformation that we're going through, and the stability, though we have stabilities, is difficult for some, right? But always remember, it's like at least you have something to begin with again, right? It's not lost. And the 5 of water, 5 of cups, it's like you have an awareness of, yes, I lost 3 cups, I lost 3 emotional, I lost things, but I still have 2 left that can again create the next, right? 3, 4, right? From 2 to 3, and 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And then comes the messenger of earth. So we have these two energies between March and September. This is affecting us between this, right? Okay, let's move on. So then came the 3 of water, 3 of cups. And the 3 of cups talks about the community, the friendship, the happiness, the celebration that is happening when we get through this. And I can see we get through this because we have to go and create a new world. At the bottom of the deck was the world. So there's worlds within worlds, and it's like shifting and shaping. And it's this feeling in love, and in this community we are able to go through the cycle, right? The earth spins back. So if I look at the sunset, then it's because the earth is moving back and the sun stays, and of course then the earth is covering the sun. But this is the sign that we have to work together to create a new earth. And now we're going to a new, planting a new seed in Gemini. And Gemini is a mutable sign, and to be mutable means you're adapting to any situation to survive. You're changing to do anything. You're changing so that you can survive any of this difficulty that we're going through. And we will be able to go through this because we have the King of Fire, the Queen of Fire, right? The woman, the self-made woman. She has creative ideas. She can make things happen. And then here, the Knight of Pentacles, he waits for the seeds to blossom and to grow. Right, so these are in our head. These personalities are just right now giving us the awareness. And in between we have the 3 of Fire, 7 of Fire, 5 of Water, and the 4 of Earth. As that doing. Yes, I do connect to knowing that my ideas will come in. I know that I will succeed because of the 7 of Fire. There will be some things that I have to let go emotionally to do that. Maybe even release some relationships, or maybe release a partner so you can actually go on this mission because your partner doesn't want to go with you on this mission. And the messenger of Earth, right? It's like from the 13th of August till the 11th of September. That's you, court card. The Virgo that's born in between those days. That's affecting you, right? So there's 3 people here: the Queen of Fire, the King of Water, and the Messenger of Earth, right? So we have these stations. Where we can monthly know what's happening. The beautiful thing is underneath of the world is the 10 of Water. Going deeper within and understanding that something wants to be birthed, something wants to be in a community. The 10 is always the transformation that we went into, right? The transformation. The transformation is the number 10. It's the new number 1. And I can just see the Magician waiting right here. The 10 and the 1. He's the one that created it, created the spark, and here it is. Again, just be aware of not making these evil things evil, right? The evil is here to see that there is positive and negative. There is like the yin and the yang, and there is like this penetration and something penetrating and something being penetrated. So something, the fruit is there, so I eat it. If I eat too much, it's not good for me. It makes me asleep, and asleep is in the subconscious, right? Often the subconscious is like deep sleep. We have to awaken, coming out of that deep, deep, deep sleep. And coming out of it through love. Through this loving, happy, like great community to create a new earth. I put this here. I will take pictures so you can see the message, how amazing and how beautiful it is. Of course, I can go deeper and deeper in explaining way more symbolisms and things that are interlayered and layers, but let's leave it there. Let's leave it like the magician, right? He's that manifester. Become that manifester. And I'm gonna see you soon for your personal reading when the moon, on the 22nd of May, when the moon is entering Gemini. And I believe we have more messages for the individual, but here this is the age of Aquarius, right? Moving ahead into a new earth, planning, right, with your community, this amazing transition that we as humans go through right now. All right, well, thank you for watching, and yes, see you soon. Namaste.